We're breaking down everything that happened at the 2026 Grammys. And if you're just joining us for the first time, my name is Sarah Bradley, and I'm the founder of our music, entertainment, and pop culture digital media brand, Setlist Media. My co host, Nevin Bertotti, ran into some unexpected travel delays, so today I'm joined by a special guest host from our wonderful team, Setlist.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kayla Gonzalez, and I'm Setlist Internal Communications Director.
We're so excited to have you on this month, Kayla, and this is the Guest List Podcast. So one of the reasons why we are so lucky that it worked out that Kayla was able to come on and guest host for our Grammys episode is that she actually went to the awards this year. So Kayla, do you want to tell us a little bit about how that happened and what you've been up to outside of Setlist?
Yeah, of course. Last fall, I started my position as a Grammy U ambassador under the Grammy U program. And I got close with my Grammy U representative, and she sent out some like opportunities for jobs within the New York chapter. So that's the chapter I'm part of. And then come December, I interviewed for the job and I officially got the internship position. And now, starting in January, like literally a few weeks ago in January, I started my position as the membership and industry relations intern at the Recording Academy's New York chapter.
Ugh,
So
we're so proud. I feel like a proud mom. Kayla was one of our first members of Team Setlist, so I love just seeing you thrive and continuing to, not only just further your own career, but also be here with us. And I'm so grateful that you've been here for so long. But we'll get to talking about your experience on our team a little bit later because I want to focus on your role at the Recording Academy. I want to focus on your first time at the Grammys and just your overall experience and some standout moments. So give me just your overview, over scope of everything. Was it anything like you expected it to be?
I absolutely had no idea what anything at the Grammys was going to look like. I didn't know what the preparation for the actual telecast looked like, what any of the events for Grammy Week looked like, even just like volunteering and being around so many industry professionals and attending all the different master classes, sound stages, just random events. No, absolutely no clue. I went in this completely blind.
When you walked into the Grammy Awards, and they're at crypto, right?
Yes.
The crypto.com arena, which,
Mhm.
if I'm not mistaken, that was the Staples Center, right? I
Originally,
think
yes.
so. Okay. So, crypto.com arena,
Yeah.
when you walked into the arena for the first time, what was your reaction?
So as soon as I walked in, immediately, right before we walked in, we had to, of course, take all the pictures right outside the arena. You have all your like nice little gowns on, your suits. You're helping other people take pictures, and everyone's like, "Oh, you look so pretty! Like, oh, you're so cute!" And it's just like you're just like, "Wow, this is such a surreal moment." And you walk into the arena, and first thing you see is just random celebrities, random influencers. I saw Keith Lee running around the arena, so I was like, "Oh, hey, Keith Lee!" Like that's so random. And then we got in line to take pictures with the iconic sign that said Music's Biggest Night, Welcome to the 68th Grammy Awards. And that was like when the moment really hit me. I was like, wow, I'm at the Grammys. I like been doing music industry for the past couple of years and I'm at Music's Biggest Night. And that was such a surreal moment for me.
Oh my gosh, I bet. And you keep saying we. Did you have like a plus one? Were you able to bring somebody?
Yes, I actually brought one of my best friends. We've been best friends since seventh grade, and we actually literally watched the Grammys last year at his house. And then a year later, I was like, "Hey, I got this opportunity to go to the Grammys. You're my first choice. Do you want to come?" We dropped everything and
Oh,
booked our flights.
oh my gosh, of course. Like a hopefully not once in a lifetime experience for you, but like a once in a lifetime experience. So, what were some of the standout moments of the night for you?
Yeah, so of course, all the performances were absolutely incredible. When we got there, we didn't know where we were exactly going to be seated because I knew I was going to have like limited view seats. But we were in the 100s area, and I looked to my left, the stage is right there. So
Oh, that's amazing.
there was a three-stage setup, like the main one that you see on the telecast, the little B stage where you saw like Somber and Leon Thomas perform at, and then the C stage, which is where Alex Warren was performing. So we found when we finally found out who was going to be performing, we found out it was Alex Warren, all the different instrument people, all the musicians went up, and they got ready. We were like saying hi, and they were like, "Oh, we're so excited to be here." And I was like, "Good luck." Everyone was so friendly, and there was not that many people in my section actually. It was kind of empty. So it felt like a little private experience, and it was just really personal. And that was like I think one of the coolest part was just like seeing all the performances happen.
Ugh, I love that. And I know I was watching at home
Mhm.
and there were some technical difficulties I'm going to bring up since you brought up Alex Warren. What did that sound like in the arena? Did you guys have any idea what was happening?
No, we had no clue because from the video that I took, like I could see him like taking out of his inner ears and he looked a bit stressed, but I was like, "Oh, like this is super cool." You just see him like walking in, he's singing. I didn't really hear anything too different, but maybe that's just because like I was hearing his perspective and not like the audience perspective with all the different like music behind it. So from my end, he was doing really good. He got up on his little platform and started flying above everybody. And he was really nice. He came back afterwards. He was like talking to his team saying, "Oh yeah, like this is where it happened. This is where it happened." And we were like, "Hi, Alex." And he goes, "Oh, hi."
Oh my gosh.
He was really nice.
So
Yeah.
sweet. Just from like my watching at home, I have to say I kind of freaked out over the Justin Bieber performance.
Yes.
Loved that. There were a couple awards that stood out to me too. I was really happy that Luther took home Record of the Year. Were there any like big reactions in the live audience to any of the awards? Was there anything that was like, oh, maybe like an unexpected win or anything like that where you could like kind of feel like an energy shift in the room or anything that you might have missed on just watching it from your living room?
Yeah, so I think obviously the biggest standout had to be Bad Bunny winning Album of the Year. You could see like the entire room immediately, everyone stood up. Like everyone was sitting down, we were all getting ready to hear what the awards were. And then as soon as you hear Bad Bunny and he's just sitting there crying, you could see him like we're behind the stage, so we're just seeing like him sitting down and we're like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And we didn't realize he was crying because he was just like,
Oh,
so overwhelmed. He was by himself in his little table and
yeah.
it was just so heartwarming, like they were like teasing him all night. Everyone stood up, everyone was clapping. Some people around me were crying. It was just incredible.
Oh, I love that. And I mean, it didn't hurt that Harry Styles was the one that presented that award. I'm sure that there was a bit of an energy shift there too. They could not have picked a more perfect walkout song for him either. I just love it because I know that when the MSG residency was announced, which we're getting into a whole other topic entirely, they had posted a video to that song. It's like, your husband is here. And I'm like, yep,
Yep.
there he is.
And
Uh,
girls are going to be
Still
industry.
better that I haven't gotten tickets yet, but it's fine. It'll all work out. But let's continue on our Grammys talk because I know the awards were not the only Grammy events that you attended. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about your kind of Grammy week experience?
Yeah, of course. So Friday was like the super long day I've had. So I got up at 6 in the morning and I had to be in Beverly Hills at 8 in the morning to meet my mentor.
Mhm.
So my Grammy mentor, she invited me to work the 2026 ASCAP brunch with her and her PR team. So when I got there, I got to help out with like setting up where the media is going to be going on the red carpet. And then when the event actually started, I handled media check-in and then talent flow. So I got to see like all the different artists pass by. I ran into Jaden Hossler, so
Oh, I love
that
him.
was really funny. I have this like one picture of him. He just like wearing his normal tank top, and everyone behind him is dressed super fancy. So I thought that was
Kind of
hilarious.
like an Adam Sandler moment.
Yeah, but like oh, his tattoos were the moment. So that was the whole
As he
outfit.
should. Exactly. As he should.
Yeah, so I was there from 8 to 1 and then immediately booked an Uber all the way to back to Los Angeles. And then I was working Grammy House for the first time that week. So Grammy House was just like the big camp setup. All these different events were happening at the same time. So there was a bunch of like Grammy U ambassadors, representatives, production team, just like general members of volunteers from across the nation. Like people flew out for this and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, like I'm from Florida. I'm from Vancouver. I'm from Cali." And I was like, wow, this is so cool to be all of us like in this one space. We just like were doing a bunch of different tasks. When I was doing line management, I ran into a former member of our team who we love, and it was really nice to just see her, see the kind of like the East Coast, West Coast separation and connect a little bit from that. I got to meet so many industry professionals, network with a lot of my peers, and we connected like LinkedIn, obviously. You just meet everyone on Instagram, you taking selfies. It was so cool to be there.
I love that so much. So I would say maybe that would be like a really memorable takeaway for you. Was there anything else that was like kind of a big takeaway from your first Grammys and like Grammy Week experience?
During the Saturday programming event, I was there for most of the day for that one too. They had this little event called Golden Hour where they sponsored like Asian Pacific Islander voices. And one of my
That's
favorite artists,
amazing.
yeah, so I got to run into Filipino Canadian artist Miko. I'm a big fan of Miko. So running into him, seeing his little performance, and then like getting to meet him after the show, that was really cool. So I also got this fun little hoodie. It says
Yeah.
Los
Oh,
Angeles.
we love a themed outfit.
I love my merch so much. It's so
We
cute.
we
Like
love a good merch item. I love merch hoodies. So if anybody wants to send hoodies our way,
we'll take
we will
any.
gladly accept. Um,
I'm happy to represent you on this on the podcast.
yes, exactly. Come on. Come on, brand sponsorships. We're ready. But maybe one day, while you're still doing your recording academy internships and having all those amazing mentors and all the amazing experiences you're having with them, maybe one year you can cover the Grammys for Setlist.
Yes, I'm so
It would
excited.
not be your first award ceremony that you've covered for us because you also gave us a little behind the scenes of your time working at the VMAs. So how do you think that experience, other than it being like the Grammys, like how do you think your VMAs experience was like similar to, and then also how do you think it was different from this whole Grammys experience?
Yeah, so I think the big thing about the VMAs was that I was actually on the ground behind the scenes helping the production of the entire day. So doing that, I was like working with Tate McRae's dancing team. So I got to see them do their performances, practice, help them run around the arena, getting anything they needed, getting lunch and stuff like that coordinated. So being there behind the scenes and then watching the actual video, like the actual ceremony happen, you're seeing all the awards being announced, you're watching all the performances behind the scenes. I think that was super interesting, different perspective. And then the Grammys, I got the chance to just relax, be in the audience, witness everything from my seat. And I know I had a couple of friends that were actually running around doing working the Grammys. So it was
That's
like
awesome.
yeah. It was so cool to see them just like running around on the floor. And I'm like, oh, that's my friend. Oh, that's my other friend.
You're like, that's my bestie. Go bestie.
And like a lot of them did also work the VMAs too. So it was just super cool to see them and then connect again when you were in Los Angeles.
I love that so much. Now, let's talk a little bit about because I'm interested to know if and how you think your role as our internal communications director or just your time thus far at Setlist in general helped you prepare for this internship and maybe any other experiences that you think your time at Setlist has like been benefited by.
Yeah, of course. So before I became the internal communication director, I was just a content writer for Setlist. So through that, I've gotten the incredible opportunity to interview some of like my favorite smaller artists, attend concerts for free, write their reviews and everything. And that experience really taught me how to write an article, how to do a proper interview with different artists, how to talk to people professionally across the board. And so I was able to transfer that experience into all the internships I've done, and specifically the Recording Academy, because now that I have the internal communications director position for Setlist, I've been able to work on the newsletter and get a lot closer with the team, helping with like team bonding, a little bit with like membership recruitment. And that's like a big part of what I'm also learning at the Recording Academy. So eventually I'm going to be getting some more like newsletter stuff, but right now I've been doing a bit of social media work, getting contracts drafted, doing a bunch of email blasts, and a lot of the skills were definitely transferable from my experience with Zetless.
Ugh, I love to hear it. What's one thing, or maybe a few things, that you would tell other aspiring industry professionals about how you've gotten to where you are, and maybe some advice about following a similar career path to you, or maybe someone who wants to follow in your footsteps at the Recording Academy, or is interested in being a part of a team like ours? What's just any advice that you have that you would want to tell maybe yourself from like 3 or 4 years ago when we started Setlist?
Yeah, of course. So I have three big advice thingies. So the first one would always be to never let anyone like dull your sparkle or hinder your passions and everything. Because I started being interested in the music industry because in middle school I ran fan accounts. And those fan accounts have gotten me farther in the industry than anything else. Because my favorite band, of course, is 5 Seconds of Summer. And when I found out that music industry was an opportunity for me to take my career somewhere, I connected with some people who run like different social media accounts, and they're all like, yeah, like we run social media for our favorite bands too. And that's a pathway that you can take. And I've used that experience to talk about it in interviews, which also landed me different internships along the way. So I think never letting anyone know your passions and making sure that you project that to whoever you're talking to, because once they see that, they're going to know that you're definitely in the right field. My second biggest advice would be to take on as many opportunities as you can, be a yes person in the industry. So when you're in the industry, there's going to be different volunteer opportunities, a lot of unpaid experiences, and it's going to be hard in the beginning because obviously you might need money to get places. But if you're someone who's like a go-getter, you're organized and you are hardworking and have a lot of discipline, then all these opportunities are eventually going to fall into your lap. The drive and the path that you've taken to get to where you need to be now, that's a huge part of the music industry. And then the third one would be just networking, networking with your peers, networking with industry professionals, networking with people who you may not think are in the same field, but eventually you could be in the same room with them. Because something really special about Setlist was that I didn't really know many industry professionals before getting here. And then now I have like an entire network from like people all over the nation and then even the UK that we have.
Canada, shout out Megan.
Yes, yes.
We love a global team and
Yes.
we're
So
working on expanding, but please continue.
But yeah, just like networking with your peers is like one of the hugest things that people fail to do. They think that networking up is the number one way. But I've met so many people in the industry who were my age, even younger than me, that were where they exactly where they wanted to be just because like they met someone through someone else. And it's just like your network is really important in the music industry. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then just because I have you, and I'm really curious, what is one thing that you would love to see us as a team and a brand accomplish this year? And what's something that you want to accomplish as a part of the team?
One thing that I'm excited to see Setlist do is take on a new recruitment team. So, as you guys know, our recruitment season is happening right now, and I think it'd be really exciting to see people from across the nation, even in different genres, across different genres. So, like right now, we're getting into the K-pop space. So, I'd like to explore more of that, be more of like the cupcake girly pop magazine that we are, and just explore a little bit more about like the different personalities and different sides of like the industry that we can. And then something that I'm excited to do this year with Setlist is
Semester, oh my God. It's okay. We're both in school. It's
yeah,
fine. We're going semester by semester.
like everything in 4 month increments.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think I'm more excited to get more into the newsletter stuff. I know like my schedule has been insane, but the newsletter has been a great way for me to just like do my own stuff too with finding internship opportunities, mentorship programs, and then just being a mentor to someone else that would also love the experience as well. Yeah,
I
so
love
giving
that
back
so
is
much.
really a big
Ugh,
thing.
I love that so much. And you do such a good job with that. And even with your insane schedule, you've still been doing social content for us. So you just did an article for previous podcast guest, Kyle Kelly. Your review just went up for that. So, and Nevin did photos. So big old TGL set list efforts on that. So that was really great. And yeah, I just think you're an incredible asset to our team, and I'm so grateful that you've been here and been like with me for so long. Like you are one of the OG Team Setlist girlies.
Here.
Like Kayla's been around a minute, y'all. So I'm just so grateful that you were here today and we got to talk about your Recording Academy experience and your Grammys experience. And I can't wait to see you continue to thrive in your role there. I can't wait to see you continue to grow and flourish and thrive here. And I'm just so grateful for everything that you do for our team. And I'm so happy that you were here today. If you have any closing statements that you would like to share with the TGL squad, if you want to let everybody know where they can connect with you, where they can find you on social media, that is all you, my love. You have the floor.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you again, Sarah, for having me on this podcast and having me on Setlist for so many years. Setlist has truly been such an amazing point of my career, and I'm excited to continue forward with it. And then for anyone watching this podcast, you can find me on LinkedIn at Kayla Gonzalez and then on Instagram at KXYLA.22, but I'm sure it'll be tagged somewhere in the caption.
Absolutely, it will be my love. And speaking of socials, if you want to follow Setlist Media, we are on Instagram, TikTok, and X, which is formerly known as Twitter. Those are all at Setlist Media, and we have an additional Instagram for the podcast, which is at TGL Pod. And since you're already watching the podcast, you know that you can find us on YouTube and on Spotify. And I think that'll do it. Nice little short and sweet episode for our Grammys after party. This is not an official after party. This is an actual episode. But stay tuned. Nev and I have a few things we want to talk about to wrap up February, and we'll see you in a week or two, and then we'll see you at the end of March for our next episode. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you soon.